Hello students and good morning. As so far we have studied about the plant tissues, today we will begin with the animal tissues. Animals are also made up of different kinds of tissues and we have different tissues all over our body. So based upon their structure and function, the tissues are divided into four groups, four basic types. That is epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue and nervous tissue. Okay, we'll see their functions one by one. Animal tissues, the first one that we say is epithelial tissue. Now epithelial tissue is a tissue that forms a continuous layer of cell. Here we can read through. This tissue forms a continuous sheet of cells that covers the external surface of the body like skin, as well as lines the cavity of internal organs like mouth, stomach, intestine and windpipe. So there is a continuous layer like skin. Our skin is a continuous layer of tissue. So their structure is, it comes in four different structures, okay, four different types. Now in epithelial tissue, the cells are present end to end without intercellular space. The cells may be flat, irregular shaped, cuboidal or the shape of a column. Now you can see this skin that we have, it is continuous. There is no gap anywhere in the skin, right? So that is how epithelial tissue is. It is continuous, it is having no gap and it can be of any shape. Our skin is flat. So it is irregularly shaped, cuboidal or the shape of a column. Now coming to the types, on the basis of their shape, the epithelial tissue is divided into four types. The first one is squamous epithelium, then is cuboidal epithelium, ciliated epithelium and columnar epithelium. So the first one, squamous epithelium. Now squamous epithelium consists of a single layer of large flat cells with central nuclei placed on a thin basement membrane. Now this is a basement membrane. Basement membrane, you can just say it as a cement that will hold the squamous epithelium over it. Okay, a layer of cement. See here it says these cells can be compared to the tiles of the floor, the membranes lining the blood vessels and the inner lining of chick are examples. So that is how squamous epithelium, the cells are flat and they have a nucleus, central nucleus. Next one is cuboidal epithelium. You can see already the cells are like cubes. Okay, that's why their name is cuboidal epithelium. Is composed of single layer of cuboidal cells, cube-like cells, placed on a basement membrane. Now they also have a basement membrane. The salivary glands and the thyroid glands are internally lined by this epithelium. So these are present in the salivary glands and the thyroid glands. The next page, the columnar epithelium. Now columnar epithelium, see they are like columns. Okay, they are composed of tall cylindrical cells, the height of each cell being greater than its width. The nuclei are oval and are usually found at the base of the cell. The nucleus is at the base, it is not in the center, it is at the base, and you can see their length is more or the height is more than their width. So they form a column. Then the cells, the nuclei are oval and are usually found at the base of the cells. Inner lining of intestine is an example. They are present in the intestine. The next one is ciliated epithelium. Ciliated epithelium, epithelial cells sometimes bear hair-like cilia on their free surface. For example, the windpipe or trachea is an internally lined by ciliated epithelium cells. Now ciliated epithelium cells, they are irregular in shape. They don't have any proper shape. If you can see, they are not like column, they are not cuboidal, they are not flat, and they have cilia. Cilia is hair like projections. Okay, they have hairs, so that is found in the windpipe, okay, in the trachea and they help in the capturing of germs and so on. So that was with the epithelial tissue. The next one that we have is the connective tissue. The next one that we have is the connective tissue. Now connective tissue is also of three types: connective tissue proper, skeletal tissue, and fluid connective tissue. So we'll see only the connective tissue proper today. In connective tissue we have the connective tissue proper. Now it is the most abundant type of connective tissue. It holds various tissue together in any organ. It is further divided into following types. So connective tissue is also divided into the following types, and their work is to keep things together. Okay, connection. Now connective tissue, when we hear the word connective, simply means connecting two organs or connecting two tissues. So that is the work of connective tissue. They will connect. They are joining tissues. So now connective tissue proper are of four types. The first one is areolar tissue. This is the basic and most widely distributed connective tissue in animal body. The basic work of areolar tissue is to pack things. It is a packaging material. It will pack various organs. It does not have space between. Okay, and so that is how it will cover the organ, and it will keep it safe and sound. So that is where is the location? It forms a continuous layer under the skin, fills the gap space between various organs, and act as a packaging material around the organ. So it is a packaging material. What is its function? It provides mechanical support, movement to the various organs and tissues. It will give mechanical support. Now it is just like you getting a new appliance in your house. It may be a music system, or you get a refrigerator at home. You see it is packed, right? The packaging is areolar tissue. So in our body also packaging is necessary, or all our organs are going to go here and there and they'll be mixed. Okay, now next one is adipose tissue. Adipose tissue, it is a shock absorber. Okay, adipose tissues are tissues that are filled with fats. Whatever food we eat, it gives us energy. If that energy is not used by the body, it will change into fats. Okay, so the person who will keep on eating and he does not exercise, the energy will remain in the body, and eventually with time the person will get fat. Okay, so that is fat deposition in the body. Adipose tissues are important in the body. Why? Because it is a storage tissue where fat is kept in reserve for use when required. So these fats that we have in our body, we can use it later on whenever the energy is required. So it is not necessary that you eat and you start exercising. No, it can be stored as fat, and later on you can use this energy. Next one is, it is a shock absorber, absorbing cushions around important organs. Now I told you that areolar tissue is a packaging material, right? When you get a refrigerator, you say, when you get a refrigerator, you say it is packed all over. Now inside there are also thermocol sheets, or some shape of thermocols are made at the corners. It is kept. That is to save the refrigerator from shocks, and so it is not damaged. Same does the adipose tissue. So adipose tissue will protect the internal organs from getting shock or any hurt directly. Next one is tendon. Now tendon are small cord-like dense fibers. Their basic function is they connect a muscle to a bone. Our bones cannot work. We cannot work without the muscles and bones are joined together. My muscles are joined to the bones, and that's why I am able to move my fingers, right? So this thing is done by the tendons. Tendons, you have to remember this, they join a muscle to a bone. Next one is ligament. Now ligaments are the fibrous tissues, connective tissues, that will join two bones. if you have seen bone, right, my finger is intact, it is joined. Now these two bones are joined with a ligament at the bit in the middle, and it is strong, so it will help me to bend my hand or rotate it. Okay, that is the work of ligament.